What's up, everybody? Welcome to Frickin' Uncultured. I'm here in Andy's office yet again. So, because by the time this one goes up, we should have our Switch one up, shouldn't we?
Maybe.
So
It depends on if we want to do this one or the Switch one first.
I figured we would do the Switch one first because it's the older one. Because
Fair.
it came out before
That is
Summer
fair.
Game Fest. Yeah.
Fair.
So by the time this one's up, the Switch one should be up. Obviously, I'm breaking the illusion. We're recording this all back to back, but that's okay. But Andy and I were excited because, here recently we got the Switch 2, Summer Game Fest happened, we got a PlayStation State of Play, we had an Xbox showcase, we had a Konami showcase, we have been stacked with announcements and some pretty heavy hitters as well.
It's kind of like the Super Bowl of gamers, in
I
all
know,
fairness.
right?
It really is.
See, and that's the thing is now we get to talk about how excited we are for these video games and how we are going to have our fingers crossed that they're all going to get physical releases because the digital age is coming. Thank you, Xbox, but no thank you. But
No,
I
thank you.
hate you. I hate you. I love you, Phil Spencer. You seem like a wonderful man, but Xbox, I'm not happy with your business practices.
We're not fans of the digital age, if anything. If that doesn't come across. So.
Yes, but Phil Spencer, you are a beautiful man. We need to get a beer sometime, sir. So
That would be a hell of a story.
I know. I had a beer with Phil Spencer. Anyway, but so we're going to talk about some of the announcements that got announced here recently and some of the things that Andy and I are excited for. So because it feels like we've been kind of in, I wouldn't necessarily say a drought of games, but it's been a long time since we've had this many heavy hitters coming out.
There's not been a lot on the horizon.
Yeah.
There's always something in the works, but there's not been really anything that's like, oh my god, I'm chomping at the bit for. Like, for me, I'm really excited for the new Fable, which we didn't see anything at Summer Game Fest.
Correct.
But that's kind of what we've been getting is, hey, Elder Scrolls 6 is in the works. You can wait. The new Fable's in the works. You can wait. It's like, so what is coming? Oh, you'll see.
And that's the thing is everything announced here is either coming out this year or next year. Of course, that's always subject to change with the way the industry works and how things get delayed. But we didn't get anything that was like, 2027, 2028. It's all stuff that's here soon.
And I will say this, a lot of this right now, this is all stuff that either has a actual release date or stuff that has a slated release date.
Yeah,
we're not really advertising stuff that's 2027 plus because you never know. I mean, there's been games that got announced 20 years ago we're still waiting on probably. So
yeah, I know, right? Like, where's the new Duke Nukem? Like, I don't know.
Well, the last one they took 13 years to make and it didn't come out too well.
I think it was longer than 13 years.
They can wait. So,
but anyway, yeah.
But let's dig into the first game. So obviously, we're going to start with one of the biggest announcements. This is something that's been leaked for a very long time.
Arguably the biggest announcement.
I agree.
Honestly. But we figured we would start big and then, end on also something big as well. But tease, here. So, yeah. Anyway, let's get right into it. So
we're going to start out with Resident Evil Requiem. Now, if you haven't seen anything on this one, which I'd be surprised because this was all over the internet.
Yeah, you live under a rock if you haven't seen anything on this, honestly.
But this trailer looks incredible. The one thing that kind of surprised both me and Chandler was obviously the way Village ends, the Ethan Winters story ends.
Yep.
Like, there's no continuation. I was under the impression that 7, 8, and 9 were going to be a trilogy.
Yep.
So seeing where they're going with this was very different, but we're actually going to get to play as Grace Ashford.
Ashcroft?
Ashcroft, that's right.
Yeah.
We're going to play as Grace Ashcroft, who is the daughter of Alyssa from Resident Evil Outbreak, which I'm kind of surprised they dug into this character because she didn't have... There wasn't a lot with Alyssa in Outbreak.
I haven't played Outbreak, so but you played every Resident Evil.
Yeah, so there's not a... I mean, she has a little bit of context, but it seemed kind of like this. I wouldn't have guessed this in a million years. So, but I am super excited to see where this goes because, as you can see from the trailer, there's a lot of ties to classic Resident Evil, which is something we don't see in Village or Biohazard.
Yep. Yeah, no, this one looks very fan service heavy. We're going back to Spencer Mansion. We're going back to Raccoon City, post nuking. So, this one's going to be wild, man. And I have a very strong feeling we're going to see a lot fan favorite characters return in this one as well.
So we've talked a little bit about it, but obviously they're teasing a lot of different things, and there's rumors that Leon will be in this game.
Yes.
We don't know if that's true. Again, complete rumor, but
Alyssa died 8 years ago.
who knows? There's potential here, especially if we're getting into the core storyline of this, like back to Raccoon City and RPD and all that stuff. Like, there's no telling what we could see.
Well, and here's the thing too, is we definitely could see Leon and a bunch of other fan favorite characters return because we have this new umbrella that Chris Redfield is a part of. Spoilers, but like 7 and Village have been out for a long time now.
Yeah.
So yeah. But this one looks very different though. And not in a bad way. See, this is the hallway I was talking about with the broken window where the dog jumps in.
Yep.
So, yeah. But this one looks very different and not in a bad way. I don't know if there's any gameplay that has been posted yet, but I do know that people have played it, though. So
I don't know if people have gotten hands-on. I know there was a behind-the-scenes that was a hands-off demo. Like it was a closed demo. I don't know if people have played it. I could be wrong, but what I was seeing was like a closed-door press kind of thing.
Okay, so we'll have to do more digging on that then. And also Capcom, why didn't we get invited? So
well, give it time. Give it time.
Yeah.
But they did announce that it's actually first and third person, so
Yes.
you can play in both perspectives.
That's how Village was too. Whenever they patched in third person later. So,
but I have to say, this game looks incredible. I am extremely excited for Requiem. Like, this game, and the best part about it is, guys, is we have a release date.
oh, absolutely.
Like, the thing is like a lot of these games come out and we don't ever know anything. They gave us a straight date from the get-go. February 27th cannot get here soon enough, in my opinion.
Capcom, the absolute Chad, like, yeah, that's amazing that you did that, Capcom, so.
But I promise you guys, once we get more insight on this, we will definitely dig into it a little bit more, and you can absolutely guarantee you are going to see one of us or both of us playing this on either our personal channels, or we'll have to do a run-through together or something like that.
But
Just
maybe
imagine,
both, who knows?
Imagine if they do VR.
Oh, I know, right? I mean, Village had VR, so.
I know,
yeah.
I'm just like, you know, my stance on Resident Evil 7's VR. I still think it's one of the best VR experiences out there.
Yep.
So I would like to see...
Well, I feel like that's why they kept the first person's perspective, because if they weren't going to then implement VR, there's no reason to keep that first person camera mode.
Fair? No, I mean, fair.
So,
I mean, we can be hopeful, but again, we got a little ways before we get a little bit more detail.
yep.
But let's roll into the next one real quick, guys. Now, I know for a fact you are very excited. I'm excited about this one, too. Like, this one's been one we've been waiting for a good while.
Yep.
But,
we are jumping from one Capcom title to another Capcom title.
and I mean, in all fairness, Capcom's they're swinging for the fences this year.
The next year,
Or
2026.
next year, fair,
yep.
fair.
So this game was announced before the PS5 even released. It was announced during a PlayStation showcase for the PS5. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a time PS5 exclusive, honestly. But this is Pragmata, which I have been so excited for. What are your thoughts on Pragmata? Are you excited for it?
I am excited for it. I don't know a ton on it. I do know it gives me Dead Space vibes, obviously. Like,
Yes.
I get that feel from it. I'm intrigued in the story, but I'm also not digging too much into the story because I do want to be surprised.
No, that's fair. I'm the same way.
I want to kind of sit back. Like, I want this one to kind of like Dead Space. Like, I want to experience everything up front.
Yes. Honestly, this one, do you know what it reminds me of?
What's that?
Especially gameplay-wise, is it's basically a sci-fi God of War, the newer God of War specifically. So,
Interesting.
2018 in Ragnarok, because you have that child companion and everything as you're traversing through the game, who is also assisting and helping you.
Okay. I mean, I did see a lot more of the assisting and helping in this trailer, so
Yes.
that kind of, I could see that for sure. But I mean, this game looks amazing, man.
Oh,
Like,
yeah. Dude, Capcom has been knocking it out of the park whenever it comes to graphics and the way their games look, so.
And it's just like, to me, that's the thing that catches me off guard is like how good these games are starting to look. You know, we talk about graphics and stuff like that, and I don't think graphics are end all be all, but
Yeah.
there is a point where it's just like, aesthetically, like, this is just pleasing to look at. Like, it's gorgeous. Everything stands out. Everything has its own detail to it, and it's just like I get caught up in all the visuals and everything. So Like even the yellow in her eyes, it was just like that's really pretty. Like I don't know, man. This game looks amazing.
Man, I'm just saying this game hits an emotional spark in me that has me really excited for it.
Okay. Well,
I don't know. There's just something about it that hits me on an emotional level, and we don't even know that much about it.
nope.
So,
But now this is let's be upfront. This is a 2026 title. This wasn't This wasn't given a proper release date.
yep.
This is one that's been, as it just showed, they announced this back in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
Like we've been waiting a bit for it. Like it's
Well,
been kind of
actually, they announced it before 2022. It was initially slated for a 2022 release.
okay.
So it has been 4 years since we were initially supposed to get it.
So it's been a bit.
Yeah, so it's been in a development hell, but hey, we're
course.
finally getting it though. So,
But-
and it's fun. I just want to point out, I think it's funny because you and I have been talking about Pragmata a lot lately, and then they just drop a trailer
Yep.
for it. So,
Of
which
course.
tends to happen a lot. So,
We're on the inside, but not on the inside.
yeah,
so.
exactly. Like how we just recently talked about Atomic Heart, and we got Atomic Heart 2 coming out, but that's besides the point. So,
And Switch 2, all the stuff that we were like, this is stuff we'd like to see, and then boom,
here
it
we
happened.
go. Yep.
But all right, we got a lot to cover, guys. So we're gonna kind of roll through this pretty quickly. So let's roll into the next one. I'm actually gonna let you take the lead on this one. You know a little bit more on this one than I do.
Yeah.
I didn't get to watch the trailer. This is one I actually missed somehow.
I think this is where you fell asleep.
That's possible. But this is called Into the Unwell, and immediately watching this, I instantly see the Cuphead vibes, and I'm all about. I do remember this trailer actually. I do. Yes, I do remember this. Because I was like, man, he pulled out his tooth for a drink. That's a limited amount of drinks you can have, technically.
Yeah, I know, right?
But I do remember this one. But yes, like, Cuphead was one of our biggest games. Like,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
one we were all about. And yeah, I'm very interested in seeing more on this one.
Oh yeah, no, I love the rubber hose animation and the just how expressive they are and squishy and squashy and everything. I love it. But also apparently this game is a roguelike.
Okay.
Yeah. So this game is a platforming roguelike. So and I have a suspicious feeling that it's also multiplayer based off this trailer for one section because it looks like there's more than one player character. I could be wrong in that. It's just me being speculative. So,
And again, kind of going back to what we were saying about Pragmata.
see, like right there.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
But, like, obviously graphics aren't the end-all, be-all, in my opinion. But one thing I think we do miss a lot nowadays is that people taking a chance and trying to find something different. And this is kind of what I'm talking about, is finding that different.
Absolutely.
So this is one... Did they give a date on this one? I didn't even see.
I don't believe so.
So this is one that doesn't have a date, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll get some more insight on it sooner than later. But let's go ahead and dig into the next one, because this one I can definitely talk about for sure, and I know you can too. So, your game of 2024, Silent Hill 2.
Yep.
And that was one I was chomping at the bit for you to play, and
Yep.
I was super excited for that remake.
Man, I think you were biting your nails. Like, what if he hates it? And then I just texted you, and I was like, "This game is amazing."
Yep. No, I grew up with the originals. Like, I still have my copies, and I love those games. And I'm glad we're starting to see Konami give love to that franchise again. But this is one I am super excited for because we're going back to more of a Japanese horror. We're actually getting to that Fatal Frame and kind of Kuon kind of style horror.
So, from my understanding, though, this is also the first Silent Hill game set outside of America.
Yep.
So, that's also interesting as well, but it also begs the question, though, I know you've played majority of the Silent Hill games. So, is Silent Hill technically a place, or is it technically a state of mind based off of somebody's personal torture?
Yes.
Okay, so it's both.
Well, technically, it is a place. Like, it
Okay.
is technically a
Well,
place.
see, that's why I'm confused, though, because, like, that's the whole plot point of Silent Hill 1 and 3 specifically, and 2 kinda, because you're going back there,
Yep.
But, 2 definitely leans more into the thing of it being a state of mind, though, whereas 1 and 3 more lean into it being, this is a place that has history, this is what happened within that town.
But
So,
kind of what you're going into is I feel like it shows that Silent Hill isn't just a city.
Yeah.
Like this, like you're saying, Silent Hill is more than just, these 4 boundaries in a city. Like, obviously, we're in Japan now.
Yeah.
So Silent Hill isn't just that town. It is not quote unquote state of mind, but
Yeah.
it is something bigger than that.
So Silent Hill is spreading, is what I'm hearing.
I mean, maybe
It's a disease.
That's terrifying if that's the case.
Like the Smile Demon in Smile. Like,
but we finally. So this is a game that got announced in 2022, 2022.
I believe so.
It's been a few years. We finally have gameplay.
Yep.
We finally have some actual details on the game, and more importantly, we finally have a release date.
Yep.
September 25th, if
Yep.
I remember correctly.
And that's here soon.
It is very soon, and that was something that I complained about with the transmission that they just did a couple months ago.
Yep.
Was we've
Where's
been
the
waiting,
release date? Yeah.
and they didn't give us anything. They were just playing us for fools. They had a release date kind of prepared the whole time.
Yep.
And I can't stress how excited I am for this game.
Yeah, and then also, you didn't watch the Konami,
Not the transmission, no. Or
okay,
the
direct,
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I did, and they actually had a little segment where the developers were talking about this game and how their main objective was to bring it back to Japanese horror because of how far the series eventually departed from
Yep.
it. So,
And that's one thing I love. Like, again, I grew up with playing those Fatal Frame games and stuff like that, and it's like that's a new level. That's a classic level of horror that we don't see nowadays. And I'm excited to kind of go back to that.
Yeah.
And I hope the team, I have nothing but faith in them, but I really hope they
See-
dig into it and do some incredible work here.
and I hope this blows up so much to the point that we start getting remasters of like Fatal Frame or like new Fatal Frames. Because, I mean, we do get new Fatal Frames, but not on the same level of what the older ones
Yeah.
were. So,
No, things have definitely changed when it comes to horror, but I'm hoping that we're going to start seeing kind of a resurgence in it because this is what we need. Games like this will sell like crazy. This is what's going to bring horror back to kind of being more the forefront.
agreed. And I mean, Silent Hill 2 Remake was a good, a good way to test the water, and obviously it did immensely well. So, hopefully, Silent Hill F will continue that trend.
And hopefully we'll get to see more of it soon. Again, guys, this is definitely going to be one we're going to be playing, so definitely keep an eye out for us. Keep checking on our channels. Who knows? We might have to start up like a live stream of some of these games and check them out too.
That would
Maybe
be
do some
fun,
Resident
yeah.
Evil or Night of Silent Hill F. Who knows?
Who knows? Maybe Resident Evil Requiem will have, co-op like 5 and 6, your favorite ones in the franchise.
I loved 5.
I know you love 5, but
We don't talk about 6. That's a whole other monster. Anyway, moving on. Continuing the trend with horror games.
Yeah. Let's go.
So this is one that I wasn't expecting.
I wasn't either, but I'm not going to complain about it, though.
I was going to text you. I was this close to texting you going, we have a new Punch-Out.
Yes,
we have a
because-
new Punch-Out in the works.
Because you had watched this ahead of me,
Yep.
so yeah.
This is Felt That Boxing. This is a boxing game with Muppets. But it looks like it has that Punch-Out kind of combat to it, which I am all for.
Oh, same here. Because we've been getting a lot of Punch-Out clones here lately, and I'm not complaining. We got Thunder Ray, we have Rise of the Leftovers coming out, we have this one.
And I'm all, like, I love the story. Like, I love that they put a storyline and something, like, a little bit more detailed into it.
Yep. Oh, it just hits right here, man. I love it. I love the uniqueness of it. And you know me, I'm a sucker for puppets, claymation, all that kind of stuff, stop motion, so.
You know me, I like those off-the-wall, oddball games, so, like, this
Yep.
this is in my alley, too. It's so goofy, man. We don't see, like, again, this is that creativity we don't see much on nowadays.
That
so.
we need to see more of.
Take control of a flimsy puppet, dodge toast, meets beat.
Beat me. Plunge. Oh, yes.
This looks
dude.
amazing. And, like, that's gameplay right there.
Yeah, that is gameplay.
That
and
is actual gameplay.
That's impressive.
And it's amazing how smooth that looks. So I'm intrigued. This is one I do want to see more of. Again, no release date.
Yeah, I wish
But-
listed it though. I'm excited. I will be playing it for the personal channel. 100%.
No, that same. That is
So,
one we will be playing for sure. But going on to the next one, man. Again, I'm gonna
Oh.
let you kind of take the charge on this one because I know you're very excited for this one.
Yeah, so this next one, obviously everybody knows what it is because Yacht Club Games right there. It's Mina the Hollower! Yes! And so, Yacht Club Games, if you don't know who they are, they made Shovel Knight, and then they made all the Shovel Knight spin-offs and everything that we have way too many of now. But, you know, Shovel Knight came out all the way back in 2014.
Good
This
Lord.
is their first non-Shovel Knight IP, which is crazy. But it is very inspired by Link's Awakening and the Game Boy Zelda games, and that's very obvious and evident.
Oh, yeah.
And I cannot wait for this one. It looks just like an absolute blast, and I will be playing the crap out of it. And this is one that I hope gets a physical release. I don't think it will immediately, but I will buy it digitally first.
I mean, I could see this being a limited run thing, too. I could see them doing something with this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But I mean, you know, Shovel Knight eventually got physical releases
Yeah.
and stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one. I would be surprised if this one didn't. So, what are your thoughts on this one, though?
This gives me the classic gaming, like playing on my NES, you know, kind of vibes, man. So this is one I would not be opposed to checking out. I didn't play Shovel Knight too much. I played a little bit of it, but I didn't dig too much into it.
Oh, dude, I've spent.
Oh, I know.
I've spent enough time in Shovel Knight that I could probably have children with it. So like.
Well, you do you on the outside of this, man. But
So, yeah, I'm super excited for Mina the Hollower.
and this one comes out Halloween this year, so this
Yep.
one is coming out this year too.
The only way it could get better is if we also got Silk Song. Yeah.
Well, we are.
Allegedly, we're getting Silk
I mean, it's
Song,
coming
so-
out with the ROG Xbox Ally, which is going to be this holiday. So
Allegedly.
I mean,
so
fair.
There's still time for it to change, but
But going back to something that did get a release date.
this one didn't actually.
Oh, it didn't?
No, this one at the end of this one they tease like more soon or something like that.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
but
right. I
this-
thought this one did get a release
But
date.
this one was announced a long time
I
ago.
do remember
though.
that.
Yes. So this one, yeah, I'll let you take over because I just talked about Mina the Hollower.
Well, this is Clockwork Revolution. Again, like Chandler said, this is one that got announced years ago. And to be honest, the trailer that we got from the announcement didn't give a whole lot.
No.
Like it was very short-sighted with information. This one was very different. We actually got a whole lot. We get gameplay, we get a little bit of the story, we get some actual, interaction in this trailer, which kind of surprised me because we haven't seen anything on it.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they put all of this on a platter. But to the other side of that, it shows how much depth is in this game. Like, I didn't realize how much depth was going to be, like what all we were going to be able to do in this.
Oh, me neither. And I mean, basically, even whenever they first announced it, it's very BioShock.
Oh, yeah. Very.
And I'm happy about that. We need more BioShock-like games. Obviously we got Atomic Heart. We have Atomic Heart 2 coming out now. But this one also fits that bill, man. And it also kind of reminds me of Dishonored.
I could see that 100%.
Yeah.
But I like the loud and vibrant characters. I love how it's not afraid to go too far outside the line.
Oh, yeah, I know.
So, because I mean, watching the trailer, I was like, okay, this looks cool. There's gun combat, there's gun gameplay, and then all of a sudden it really starts to ramp it up and do a whole lot more. And I was like, holy crap, I didn't expect any of this.
Oh, yeah, by the end of this trailer is something I actually want to talk about, and it's one of the gameplay mechanics, and I'm very interested in how it's going to unfold, because it's a mechanic that has been done before in games. But, this one, it seems to be promising that it's going to be something completely different, though.
Okay. I didn't realize there was character customization.
Yeah.
And see, that's the thing, is like this game... this game, it just seems like there's nothing holding it back. Like, it's just every time it's like, okay, cool, you can do that. It's like, no, you can also do this, 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 and this. Like when you started getting, well, not you, but like when we started getting into the magic and the powers, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this, like, I like actually seeing role playing to it.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised by that too.
And also, there's repercussions to what you say as
Yep.
you're fixing to see as well, which made me laugh. I'm not gonna lie.
And this is the part that excites me, because it's like there's actual depth to the story.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. My issue with like a lot of the games this style is the story is very flat.
Yes.
And we're not getting that depth. So, kind of like with Outer Worlds 2, like obviously that story looks like it's been fleshed out a bunch compared to the first one. So,
but there's a lot of games that give you the illusion of choice whenever you really don't have that much, and this one kind of looks like it wants to break that, but I'm not going to hold my breath though.
Yeah.
Especially with a mechanic like I said that's fixing to come up here in a second. It looks like this mechanic is more than just a gameplay mechanic, but also going to be a massive story mechanic as well. But those are some of the best games that integrate them both together. So. And this should be popping up anytime now.
Yeah.
So.
This was a longer trailer.
It was.
But, I mean, and then obviously you have gun customization, which I thought was very neat, too, because, again, like, there's so much that you can do in this game. Like, I was not expecting this from an
Exile?
Yes, thank you.
So, yeah, okay, so now we're getting to see all the crazy stuff, man. This is where becomes very Bioshock.
Oh, yeah.
And here we go. The time mechanic.
Yep.
So yeah, you were able to change the environment based on, the time mechanic. It looks like the story as well. That was cool to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, pumping an enemy full of lead and then being able to reverse time to reload your barrel. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's a neat idea for a game mechanic.
No, there's a bunch of neat idea. Like, I like what they're doing with this. Like, even me being able to, like, oh, hey, I died, I messed up, let me rewind and try again, kind of thing. So.
Well, can you rewind if you die, though? Because,
Well, it showed him knocked down a second ago.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But I don't know. I'm excited for more of this. Like, I want to see more. The story has intrigued me here. I'm curious, like, what's going on here, and it's just like we got to play the waiting game at this point.
Yep. And then I do believe that this is also a Game Pass Day 1 game as well.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean that's going to be. Sadly, like, again, we're not digital fans. Like, we'd prefer to own our copies, but like, yes, all of the Xbox stuff is going to be a Day 1 exclusive. So
yeah, see, coming
in due time. Yep, I do remember that. Because I was like, that's a weird way to put it, but it is what it is.
Yep.
So we got a little ways to go on that. So for our next one, this is one I'm actually really excited for. Because
me too.
This is one of those off-the-wall games. Like, we're both big fans of Shadows of the Damned, Lollipop Chainsaw. Mm-hmm. Both of those made by Grasshopper Manufacturing.
Yep. Grasshopper Manufacturer. Also, you forgot No More Heroes.
Oh, fair.
Yeah, they're one of their biggest franchises.
I liked Lollipop Chainsaw was my favorite.
Oh, no, fair though.
But like, but obviously all of those being Suda51 games, and he has a brand new one coming out. That's still the wrong trailer.
Yep, I believe in you. You got.
He has a brand new one coming out called Romeo is a Dead Man, and this is one that surprised me. I wasn't expecting Suda to make a new game.
Oh, me neither. And I'm not even going to lie though. Just this game and like whenever it opened up, it just made me think of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, no, 100%. I totally got that. And this trailer's ridiculous,
especially because that's his grandpa right there. Yeah, no, it's Rick and Morty, dude.
It definitely
really
is.
Like,
it just, it looks so crazy.
And I loved this.
Same.
This whole animated part right here.
So yeah, that's kind of Suda's style, is just off the wall as off the wall can be.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
In all fairness. But yeah, this is one I was not expecting. I didn't know anything on this, but I am very excited and very intrigued.
Oh, me too, and especially because it's a hack and slash, man. And you know me, I love a good hack and slash.
Oh,
and
yeah.
We're getting a big resurgence in hack and slashes here recently, and
100%.
I love it. So.
But I love how just crazy, like over the top, like the gore is ridiculous. The combat just like he's punching and it's spraying like I love it. So
Yep.
I'm excited to see more on this.
Yeah, this one is absolutely insane. And it's funny, before, like, whenever it started up, the trailer did, I was like, this is a Suda game. just
Oh, yeah.
because of how insane it is.
Yeah, once we got to the mall and he starts like doing the combat, the hack and slash combat, I was like, yeah, this looks like Lollipop Chainsaw.
No, it does, and it looks like he was like, you know what? I want to make another hack and slash, but I don't want to make a sequel to Lollipop Chainsaw. So,
But you can also see there was a bunch of like top-down 8-bit classic
Yep.
things in there too. So, and this one's gonna be 2026, so we got a little
Maybe.
bit. Yeah.
That was Grandpa's voice. Are you like a spirit? I'm on your back.
Manufacturer. Okay.
yeah, this one's gonna be wild.
I'm excited for it. Suda is one of those styles that is just like it's gonna be so weird and so out there, but I'm interested to say the least. So, but again, I'm gonna let you take this one. I know you're bigger into this than I am. So
I mean, I would argue my wife is
Fair.
my wife is like all about Sonic the Hedgehog. She got the tism for Sonic, man. So like, but anyway, I like Sonic the Hedgehog quite a bit too, and you know me, I'm a big kart racer fan,
Yep.
so I'm really excited for this one, and we're going to be getting it day one, mainly for my wife, but obviously I'll play it with her. But like, this game is absolutely insane with the crossovers they are doing, which you're fixing to see here in a second. But like, why did Sega even think of this? Like, what, they came up with something absolutely insane, like Hatsune Miku, and then we also have, here in a second, we're going to see Yakuza. We're also going to see Persona. Yeah, so there's Yakuza. I haven't played any of them, so, I'm sure the Yakuza fan base is happy to see that representation.
There's Joker.
But, yep, there's Joker. And then and then at the end of the trailer, we get something that's absolutely insane for a reveal. For like, Sega just decided to throw everything at this one,
which is kind of a big deal because you don't see that franchise kind of shared very often.
No, you really don't. So, we're fixing to see like the craziest one here in a second, though. Any second now.
Sea of Thieves.
Here we go. Minecraft. Just. I wasn't ready, were you?
No, like in all fairness, like I didn't know what to really think with that trailer. Like I was very thrown off, especially when we started seeing Hatsune Miku and like all the other characters. Like I was like, what is going on here?
Yep. And if you pre-order it, you get the Werehog pack, which I'm excited because I love the Werehog. It's such a weird thing, man, and I love it. And Unleashed is weird and overrated. I mean underrated. My bad. But anyway, so it's a thing of it looks absolutely insane, but it's dropping the same day as Silent Hill F. So we'll be picking up both of them that day, and I'll be handing my wife this and be like, "Here, go play this, so I can play Silent Hill."
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, leave me alone and go play your kart racer. But nah.
I just need 20 hours. You do you.
So what do you think of this one though? Like, just you're lost and baffled.
I mean, like it looks fun. To me, kart racers aren't. The kart racers are kart racers. You get what you get. Like I don't know. Like I feel like the crossovers are a bit weird.
Yeah.
I see why. It's obviously Sega and stuff like that. Like I get it.
I mean, granted though, but you also have to remember for Sonic All Stars Racing Transformed, they had Danica Patrick.
Fair.
Did you forget that?
I did.
Okay.
But like I don't know. It's weird to me. But I can see the appeal.
Yeah. I'm just curious outside of Minecraft what other, licensed properties they're going to pull from and who they've partnered with. Obviously, it's no surprise now, but SpongeBob is also in this, and it's also TMNT because they both got leaked.
Yep.
But that makes sense, though, because they're both owned by Paramount, and Paramount does the Sonic movies, though, the live-action ones. So...
Well, I did see there was something that kind of showed off at the end here.
Their little roadmap thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, you want to hit pause here in a second. It should be popping up.
Come on, September 25th. Yep.
And there we go. So yeah, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 content packs in the season pass. The first one being Minecraft. And then I'm the Werehog pack, man. I'm excited for that.
But that's the thing is like they obviously showed off Hatsune Miku, Joker. But like that's not included in this.
No,
so
it's
like,
not.
what else are they gonna do? That's.
And they actually released a roadmap too for the Hatsune Miku, Persona, and Yakuza. They said that all those ones are going to be Sega franchises, which obviously Sega doesn't own Hatsune Miku, but they do a lot of the Hatsune Miku games. So they better have Monkey Ball. Like those monkeys better be in balls, and they better be be on my racetrack. So,
I'd be surprised if that weren't a thing. So,
dude, I love monkey ball. So,
but this is one that we've talked about. I don't think we've talked about on the podcast, but we've talked.
This next one,
yeah,
I don't think we've talked about it at all.
Really?
Honestly, not on the podcast. No,
no. I'm saying like between us.
Oh, we've talked about it between us.
But yeah, no, not on the podcast. But this is one that I was very surprised that we got a trailer for, and again, horror fanatic over here. I know you are too.
Yep.
I am super excited for this one. This one's called Ill.
Yep.
So, what did you get impression wise when you saw this trailer?
I already knew about this game before this trailer came out. It's been in my wish list for a while now.
Yeah.
But the biggest takeaway I had from it, though, is it's being published by Mundfish, which is the Atomic Heart studio. That was crazy to me. But also, this game just looks absolutely insane also, though.
What I love here is the movement. Like, it's a weird thing to say, but nothing, like, watching the characters run, when he's walking through these hallways and all the monsters turn and look at him, it feels very realistic with the movements. It's not over-exaggerated. It's not very robotic.
Yep.
I feel like this is... we're almost getting to that level of watching a movie, I feel like.
Also, though, but it really hits that level of Uncanny Valley, too, though.
Yeah.
And, like, what kind of, they're monsters and everything because they, like... they hit lights with their head, they don't duck underneath them and everything like that. It really hits a level of uncanny but realistic, and I like it.
And I love it because it's like, to me, this is horror. This is that PT level of, like, terrifying.
Yep.
And it's, I mean, that's creepy as can be.
Okay,
but,
I'm not gonna lie, I think that's pretty funny, though,
yeah.
especially.
But, I love that. To me, this is like PT level horror.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm excited to see more. It's just sadly that is one we're going to have to wait on.
Yeah, it makes me want to play Atomic Heart even more, though, now.
Fair.
Even though I own Atomic Heart and I haven't touched it, but also 2 is on the way. So, oh yeah, this one. So I'm going to let you take the reins on this one because I haven't played. This is actually, not a new game. So.
No, this one I have to be kind of embarrassed about because this is one they shadow dropped on that day. They released it, and I had no idea. You actually texted me about it and asked, oh, hey, are you excited for this? And I was like, what? Because I fell asleep through this trailer. But Lies of P Overture, which finally got announced.
Goodness.
Yeah. This one got announced, I think, Christmas time.
Yeah.
Like
for
the Game Awards.
Game Awards, yes.
And they were just like, it's coming soon, there's no date, and then it was just a summer release, and nobody heard anything since. Well, they just came out and said, hey, it's available. Download it now. And I am super excited to play more. Lies of P was one of my favorite games that came out that year, and I think it's one of the best Souls-like games that have been made. So, getting to kind of experience something new and dig back into this universe, I am chomping at the bit for. And thankfully, I just got to finish Expedition 33.
Yep.
So now I have time to dig into something new, and there's a good 95% chance it's going to be this. So, watching this, does this actually interest you enough to maybe even dig into Lies of P, or?
Oh, I was already interested. This makes me more interested. I own the game.
Well, I mean,
I just
but
haven't
playing
played
it though.
Oh yeah, no. It's been on my list for a while now, but the problem is there's just so much coming out now that I'm trying to keep up with, especially for the sake of talking to you guys about it at home and everything, and so it's on the backlog. I promise I'll get to it, but I just don't know when is the thing. So
God, it's so good, and I'm so excited to check more of that out. That looks incredible. So
yep.
But we have one last one to really cover, and this was
announced today.
It was, and in all fairness, it's not even really a trailer. It was as much of a tease as a tease could be, and this one's huge.
Yeah.
Because they are remaking Silent Hill 1. Team Bloober just announced today that they are greenlighting the project to remake Silent Hill 1.
Yep. So,
and this is something we talked about, obviously, with them doing 2. I think they knocked it out of the park. I know you agree there, because that was your game of the year. What's your take, man? What do you think?
Okay, so you know me, I haven't played a lot of the Silent Hill games, but I have played the original Silent Hill, though. Mm-hmm. So I am extremely excited for the Silent Hill 1 remake. and hopefully we don't have to wait too long for it, because I have a feeling that Bloober's going to be reusing a lot of assets and everything, because they just did Silent Hill 2. They would be stupid not to, because it cuts down on development costs and time, but that's neither here nor there. But I am extremely excited. But, before we even get this, though, we also have to wait for Chronos The New Dawn to come out, which is also one I'm really excited for. But Bloober is a company that is on my radar now. They
100%.
have shown, and I never disliked them. I like Layers of Fear. Blair Witch was left to be desired, I guess you could say. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great. And then they have other games, too, that I own, but I haven't played. But with Silent Hill 2 Remake, they really put themselves on the map for me, and now they're going to be a company I'm always watching.
No, I've said multiple times, the Medium was great. I did enjoy the Medium. That is one I do recommend that you check out. I think Silent Hill 2 is their best work so far.
Yeah.
But I am very excited to see more on that, and I disagree. I do think we are going to see it's going to be a little bit before we see that. But I say disagree in the sense of a couple of years.
Oh, I say that I think it's going to be a couple of years. What I'm saying is I don't think it's going to take too long. Is the gap that we had in between Silent Hill 2 Remake's announcement and its release. I don't think it's going to be that long. Is what I was getting at. If anything, this is probably going to be 2027.
Yeah, hopefully.
So late 2027.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah.
We can be hopeful, but no, this one, to me, we had a ton of great announcements this year. There was a ton of big things. One that we didn't even talk about was the Xbox ROG Ally. That's one I'm kind of interested in. I do want to see more on it before we kind of dig deeper into that, but
I just, my wife and I talked about it, and I asked her if she was interested, because whenever we were getting the Steam Deck, she almost went and got the ROG instead.
The ROG Ally, yep.
She just almost went ahead and just got that, and she still kind of wants it. So I don't know. We may end up getting one for our household. I don't know yet. But she wants it though for other reasons, though, I'm not going to get too into that because I'm not going to incriminate myself.
Fair enough.
But she wants it for other reasons, you know, and I want it for other reasons, too, because the Steam Deck, while it is nice and you can definitely put games on there other than Steam games.
I mean, it is a good emulation station.
Oh, it is.
It definitely is.
But on the Steam Deck, it is. You have to jump through so many hoops to do it, and the ROG Ally seems definitely more friendly to it, even if
it's
not
a Windows
intentional.
device.
Yeah,
so no,
exactly.
it's basically a Windows computer. So
Yeah.
no, it's not going to be any hoops and hurdles and stuff like that.
Yeah, so and that's the main reason I want one. I'm not even going to lie. So
I mean, fair. There's nothing wrong with that. So
yep, because if you're not going to make your games readily available for your older titles, game developers, then you leave me no choice. So Konami, just put Silent Hill 1 through 4 on an HD collection like you did with Metal Gear. Why aren't you? Just release. I know you're doing all these remakes, but give us the originals on an HD collection. You did with Metal Gear, and we're getting Metal Gear 3 remake. So
I would love to see a collection of that, what they did with Metal Gear.
Just like I said, just 1 through 4. Throw it on a collection, and then if they're feeling brave, they can throw the rest on a collection. You can give us Origins, Downpour, Homecoming, and Shattered Memories.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Oh man, I wonder. That's interesting. I wonder if they'll get any kind of inspiration or insight from Shattered Memories.
Yeah, I was curious about that too.
That's interesting. But guys, I think that is going to wrap up our episode of Summer Game Fest. Like I said, we had a ton to cover, and there's still a ton more we want to cover, but who knows? Maybe we can split that up into another episode at a later date.
Maybe.
So.
I mean, if anything, too, if you're interested, obviously go check it out yourself at the Game Awards YouTube channel, hosted by Geofafa Kingsley. Obviously, you can watch it in its entirety there. Or if you just love seeing our beautiful faces and you want to see us talk about it some more, just let us know in the comments below, and maybe we can talk about some more games, because obviously there's a lot more, like Andy said. And, we have Atomic Heart 2 and The Cube, which is also a Munfish game coming out, but it's actually a multiplayer MMO RPG. Don't know if I'll touch that one because I'm not a big MMO person. But maybe we could check it out together, though.
We can take a look at it.
Yeah.
But definitely, guys, let us know what you're excited for. There's a lot of games that got announced today. There's still a lot of stuff in the works for the next few years. Comment down below. Let us know what you think. There's plenty of things that we're going to be doing in the works when it comes to playing these games, checking out this new content. So let us know what you're excited for so we can be a part of it, too. And I'm gonna let you wrap this one up, unless you got
Yeah.
anything else you want to cover.
No, just I gotta say thank y'all all so much for watching. Stay tuned because Andy and I are going to be doing stuff on our personal channels. I recently got moved into my new place, so I should be back at it and doing some more projects here soon, and obviously more projects together as well. I know these were a little bit different, you know, the Switch, and then also we had this one as well. But Andy and I will be back to our normal stuff as well, but we kind of want to branch out and start touching on game news, doing more reviews and stuff like that, just to kind of vary it up every once in a while, because we do enjoy sitting down and talking and BSing, but we also love talking about everything new coming out.
And on top of that, keep that in mind. We do have some game reviews coming up.
We
so,
sure do, so
keep an eye out for those.
just keep in mind with how many games come out, though, because there's a lot, they won't always be really, really close to the release date. We'll try to get it as close as possible, but we both have busy lives. But definitely one thing you will be seeing a lot of is you may be seeing reviews where it's just either me or just Andy instead of seeing us both together, and that's just because it's so that way we can diversify our time and hit as many games as possible. But we don't do a review without the consent of one another, though, and also kind of get on the same mindset as well.
It's a team. It's a collaborative effort.
Yeah, so it's not just one of us, going rogue and just being like, I love this game or I hate this game. Like it is a collaborative effort still behind the curtain, just where you can't see it. So
Yep, but it's a new work for us. We're still learning, but keep an eye out. It might be here sooner than later. You never know.
I know that you and I are both working on something right
Yep.
now, so
I'm
keep
excited
an
for
eye
mine.
out.
I'm very
yeah.
excited for mine.
I'm excited to watch it, man. I need to finish that game, so because you have, I mean, I already enjoyed it, but you have definitely been like, you need to finish it. So, but I need to finish the one that I am currently working on to do a review for. So,
but that's coming. That's coming, guys. Don't worry
yeah.
about that. But yeah, go ahead. I'm gonna let you send us off, man.
Yep. Thank you all so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Share us with your friends and family. Actually, I'm going to challenge you all, too. We're almost to 30 subscribers. Get us to 30 subscribers. I believe you can. If not, then you owe me a Coke. I don't know. You owe me something. So get us to 30 subscribers here soon. Greatly appreciated. We love all the love and support that you guys give us. And, everybody that goes and comments down below, we appreciate y'all as well. Also, remember to follow us on TikTok as well, because we're trying to be there more often.
Yep.
Because, everybody's on TikTok, so. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. And remember, as always, to stay uncultured, and we will see you next time.